Hey, welcome to episode of beersjackofbbq. Check out these Dino Ribs we did on the SNS Kettle. Hey, I'm Craig, the man behind the camera's Jack. Got some Dino Ribs from Porter Road. I didn't even count how many bones are in here yet. I'll have to find that out. We'll see them when they start pulling. But this is a big hunk of meat. So it has a little bit of fat in the end here. I'm gonna leave it on there just for the cook. Probably end up taking it off as we go to the end, but we'll see what happens. So today, hitting it with Grillaholics SPG. I had the wrong one. Grillaholics SPG. That's the SPG twisted with butter. Going to use that on other cooks as well. But this is really a good balanced rub. I love SPG. So that's the only thing we're going to hit this with today. So like I said, going to have the SNS Kettle set up. Going to run around 250. I only done beef ribs once before. I know it's going to take less than a brisket, so I'm expecting 5 to 7 hours. So we'll see what happens. I didn't put the rub on yet, so gonna go pretty liberal with this. Get all sides. I'm not going to do the bottom. I'm leaving the skin on again because I've seen others that you leave it on so they don't fall apart when you get done. So we're going to get that ready for the grill. Also, what I've sitting here too is the MeatStick. So we're going to be using the MeatStick. I also got the bridge. They sent this to us. We're going to try this. It's going to be the first time trying it out. But great product. I've known about it for a long time. I've used some other types of probes like this as well. Reads your phone. The bridge actually puts it on our Wi-Fi network so I can see it all from everywhere I'm at. And especially for cooks like this, it's fantastic because I'm not going to look at this thing until it gets to about 160. So we won't even come see it till later on. But that's going to be it. We'll show you on the grill. All right, let's get this on. Really great's a quick rub. Got the MeatStick already set up. Gonna just put it on. I don't have the water pan at this point. The beef ribs are such a fatty piece of meat. I want to get this closed down so it holds my temps. Gonna be looking at 250. So I have the smoke hole open. I had the top vents open a little bit more than I normally will, but it's not quite the temperature yet, so we're gonna just let this thing roll. I'll adjust that top vent as this thing rises a little bit in temperature. So bring it back when we get to about 160. All right, so we hit our magic number of around the 160s. It's looking pretty nice. Boy, did it really puff up. You'll notice I did move the MeatStick because I was worried when I first went in I was in a layer of fat. And that, of course, heated up faster. So got everything set up now. I'm actually going to put it, I do foil. And I always do beef broth. Can't necessarily see it. But I'm going to dump some beef broth in here. And I save all the au jus when I'm done. And we'll turn this noise down for you a little bit. It'll get loud here. So I wrapped it tight around it, putting it right back on here. As you can see, keep it in an aluminum pan. That way, if any juice runs out, we get to save it all. So bring it back when it gets around 200, and we'll do a little test on the tenderness. All right, so we just hit 200. Just want to check it out real quick, but we'll probably be pulling it off. Oh yeah, right through like butter. Gonna pull it off. I'm gonna let this thing rest for about a good hour before we cut it, before we go into it. So we'll show you what it tastes like. As always, cheers. Here we are into the cook. Some Dino beef ribs from Porter Road. This thing was a nice big hunk of meat. I don't have it on a cutting board because I was having trouble when I pulled it out. One of the bones fell out, but you can see here the size of the bones. Like I said, the one bone kind of that was hanging on the outside edge fell out, so I didn't want to go crazy with it. Nice big amount of juice. I have the au jus inside in the fat separator. The one we hit it with was Grillaholics SPG. I'm a big fan of just straight up SPG, and that's the only thing we put on this one today. So let's take a little hunk out of this thing. Bark is nice. It's falling apart here. I'm basically going to get a big hunk of bark here, which is kind of what I like. SNS just always does a nice job with the smoke and the bark on anything I smoke with that. The SPG flavor in that bark is really nice and intense, so it's going to be a good meal tonight. Hopefully, like we're seeing, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell, get notifications, and we'll see you next time.